So when we're trying to find the number of permutations that are possible, we do the process where we draw the blanks to represent the number of objects, and then we multiply all those numbers. It's not really a formula, it's more of just a concept. For combinations, though, we actually do have a formula. So a combination of n objects taken r at a time. So like n is the total number of things, and r is the number that you're choosing each time. The notation, you might see it written like this, a C for combination, and then this number on the left is the total number, and this number on the right is the number that you're choosing. But really we'll see it like this. It's like a parentheses. The number on top is the total, and the number on the bottom is the number that you're choosing each time you make a selection. So this is read as n choose r. And the formula is in the numerator n factorial over the difference between n and r. So you'd subtract r from n minus r, that number factorial, times r factorial. So what this would mean, 9 choose 4. 9 is the total number of objects. So in this situation I have these 9 different stars. The 4 means I'm going to choose 4 of them at a time, and the formula is going to tell me how many different ways I can choose 4 stars. So like I could choose these 4 stars. That's one unique combination. I could choose these 4 stars. That's a second unique combination, and so on. I can take, of these 9 red stars, I can choose 4 of them at a time. But to go through that by hand would be super tedious, and to figure out all the different combinations, because all I'd have to do is, instead of choosing the black, gray, yellow, and green star, these 4, and that's a completely different combination. So that's why this formula is really handy, because maybe if the numbers were really small, it wouldn't be that big a deal to do it, by hand. But when this number gets really any bigger, if this number gets too big, then it would take you forever. So the way this formula is going to work, we're going to do 9 factorial over the difference. 9 minus 4 is 5 factorial over 4 factorial. 9 factorial is 9 times 8 times 7 times 6 times 5 factorial. I'm going to go ahead and stop with the 5 factorial expansion because I have that 5 factorial in my denominator, and those factorials can cancel out. But I am going to expand 4 factorial, 4 times 3 times 2. And it's technically 4 times 3 times 2 times 1, but I don't need to write the 1 because it's irrelevant. So I'm going to cancel out the 5 factorials. Bye. Then I see I have a 3 and a 2 right here. That's 6 if I multiply that. So this 6 and this 6 are going to cancel out. And then I have an 8 and a 4. 8 divided by 4 is 2. So I'm going to cancel out the 4, and then the 8 will be a 2. So I'm left with 9 times 2 times 7, which is 126. So there are 126 different ways to choose 4 of these red stars from the set of 9 total red stars. There's 126 different combinations of stars that I can choose if I'm choosing 4 stars at a time from a total set of 9 stars.